The star kingdom shimmered like a dream, a realm of impossible beauty. Imagine floating islands hanging in the air, waterfalls that glowed with an inner light, and skies woven from the threads of countless galaxies. It was a place of pure magic, a symphony of light. But even in the brightest symphony, there are quiet notes, and beneath the kingdom's radiant surface, shadows were beginning to stir. Inside the grand palace, Cinderella and Prince Aurelian walked hand in hand through the magnificent Hall of Mirrors. This wasn't just any hall. The mirrors here didn't just reflect your image, they reflected the cosmos. The stars themselves seemed to whisper from their silvery depths. Every light has its echo, they murmured, their voices like the chime of distant bells. Every echo has a source. Suddenly, a chill swept through the hall. The brilliant starlight that illuminated the kingdom dimmed, plunging the opulent room into an eerie twilight. A tall, imposing figure stepped out from the darkness, materializing as if from the shadows themselves. He was cloaked in a mist of black and silver that swelled around him like a personal storm. His eyes, when they met theirs, gleamed like twin eclipses, pulling in the light and giving nothing back. "Welcome, children of the crown," he said, his voice a low, resonant hum that seemed to vibrate in the very air. "I am Prince Kael of the Shadow Throne." Cinderella gasped, her hand tightening on Aurelian's arm. She saw a flicker of something familiar in his posture, in the way he held himself. You're like me?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. She was a child of humble beginnings who became royalty. She sensed a similar, yet twisted, story in him. A cold, mirthless smile touched Kael's lips. "Once," he admitted, the word sharp as a shard of ice, as once a child of the light. Until your crown, the crown of light, stole my realm, stole my birthright, stole my light." Instantly Aurelian was on guard. He drew his sword, its polished blade catching the faint, remaining starlight. "Stay back," he commanded, stepping in front of Cinderella. But Kael didn't even flinch. He simply lifted a hand, and shadows coiled around his fingers like living smoke, twisting and writhing with menacing energy. "The crown of light, when it chose its new heir, awakened my realm from its long slumber," Kael explained, his voice laced with an ancient bitterness. "Its power cast a shadow so vast, it gave form to what was formless. It created me. Now, I've come to reclaim what was lost, to restore the balance by taking back the light that was stolen." But Cinderella, her heart pounding, stepped forward from behind Aurelian. Her voice, though soft, was steady and calm, filled with a resolve that surprised even herself. "Light and shadow aren't enemies," she said, looking directly into Kael's eclipse-like eyes. They don't have to destroy each other. They complete each other. One cannot exist without the other." For just a fraction of a second, Kael's mask of cold indifference cracked. A flash of raw pain, of deep forgotten sorrow, flickered in his eyes. It was a glimpse of the prince he might have been, but just as quickly, the darkness swirled around him again, his composure restored, harder and colder than before. "You'll see the truth when your precious light fades," he whispered, his form dissolving into a plume of starlit smoke. He was gone as suddenly as he had appeared. The moment he vanished, the entire palace trembled violently. Fissures like dark lightning spread across the crystal walls, and the very foundations of the Star Kingdom seemed to groan in protest. The sky outside began to lose its vibrant glow, the galaxies dimming one by one. The kingdom was dying. And then, a faint ethereal voice echoed from the heavens, a familiar, comforting sound in the midst of the chaos. 'Twas the fairy godmother. "The Shadow Prince must not be destroyed," she warned, her voice filled with urgency. "He must be understood." Cinderella looked up at the fading stars, her gaze filled with a new, fierce determination. The answer wasn't to fight the darkness, but to understand its source. "Then that's what I'll do," she declared, her voice ringing with newfound purpose. "I'll find the light within the shadow." As she clutched the crown of light, pouring all her hope and conviction into it, a new star ignited high above them. It was faint at first, a tiny pinprick in the growing darkness, but it was there, and it was growing. Join us next time to see what happens in the Starfire Trials. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. See you soon.